I hate how fast things go.
That's not how you should open
I
the
hate how
show.
fast things go. Good morning. But seriously, were we just here on a Finally Friday? You were just giving me the flashbacks.
I
I know it
was.
was 7 days ago,
I
but it
was.
seems like it was yesterday.
I know, right?
Maybe it's because you do such a great job with it, and it's so memorable.
The
It's
one,
like,
the one this today was really fun for me.
and, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm a little scared. I'm like, because it can go either way. I'm either gonna I'm gonna look like an idiot, or I might get a
It
feeling I look
is
like a rock star.
challenging.
And last week I felt like a rock star a little bit
It
because
it
I knew a
is
few.
it is challenging, because I like to test it out on Jeremy.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I'm like, take my flashback quiz. So if he's watching, he could give you some hits and stuff. But I took a page.
Jer Bear, hey, you got my number right? Text me. Send a man a bone every now and again. God's sakes, help me out. Hey, welcome to it, the 100th episode.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
we did it.
100. We got there. Limped part of the way there, but we got there. Tripped a few times, flat out fell on our faces, but yeah, it's the 100th, and Pam's with us here this morning.
Happy 100.
Thanks, Pam, for
Pam's
hanging
been here
with
for
us.
like 99 of them, hasn't she?
Yeah. There's definitely a small handful of folks that have been there through thick and thin, and you guys are amazing. We really appreciate it. It definitely helps keep things going here, especially when you want to like grab the computer and snap it in half over your knee. Like, no, Pam's gonna be here tomorrow morning.
Wait,
and
is that what happened to my old laptop?
we can show you. We can literally show you what happens when she gets angry.
Yeah, it's.
Are you?
I
It's
don't
a.
feel like it's as dramatic.
Oh, it's
camera.
pretty dramatic.
I
I mean, look at that thing.
yeah. So.
She needs the mic stand to hold up the front or the
That
back
was
end.
but I did get a brand new one, and it's amazing. I love it.
When we can get the cameras to hook up to it, it's fantastic. Still,
It's not the computer, it's
New.
the camera.
it's the what?
Nothing.
It's the camera?
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
camera.
now it's my fault.
I didn't say it's your fault. Did
it's my
anywhere
fault.
did I say it's Chris's fault?
Well, I feel like by default, you're pointing this at me because
Oh, you're so sensitive.
I can be.
I know.
Like stuff on TV right there, the news,
Hurricane.
hurricane stuff. Not as bad as what it was supposed to be as far as the storm surge and stuff, but still folks dying and tons of damage. And you know what? Wisconsin's not so bad.
You know, I was thinking about that because I really wanted to. I saw myself in Florida in my later years. Now I don't think I want to do it
No.
after seeing these hurricanes. But I was like, I want to be somewhere warm. So I'm like, what about California? Besides the fact that I can't afford it, the earthquakes.
Earthquakes, fires,
Yes.
yeah.
So
Super expensive.
so now I guess I got to go check out Arizona.
Not bad. Get up into the mountain area. Not in the low-lying spots where you cook.
Cook.
You got to find that mid-level mountain area. I forget the name of the place that we were at when I was out there last year, but it's breathtaking. It's amazing.
I've been to Arizona twice, but it's not like maybe not in the best places. Like I want to check out some more places. So
There's definitely beautiful spots. We weren't in any spot that I was like, you know what, I could not live here. Every place we went, I was like, my God, this is not so bad. I would not want to be in Phoenix or wherever the low spots are where it gets to be 120 or whatever. No, I want nothing to do with that.
Oh, see,
but
I
up in the
wouldn't mind that.
elevations. Of course, you have to be super rich, to get into those spots. But yeah, it's what is Mesa? Kathy says she loves Mesa.
Mesa.
I don't think did we go through Mesa? I don't remember, but Arizona's definitely one of those places. Except it's one of those places where when we were there, we went hiking and then we went climbing up on this like little mountain. They got a lot of little foothills type things, and I'm like, yeah, let's go climbing. I'm in amongst the rocks and stuff, and there's this person that's walking by on the trail, and they just kept looking at me like, why are you standing over there in the rocky area in the spot where like death awaits you in the form of spiders and snakes and stuff? And I'm sitting over there not thinking about this at all. I'm thinking I'm like sitting on a rock at a quarry in Wisconsin. I'm like, I'm fine. Nothing's gonna.
You're like, I'm from Red
The guy's
Granite.
like, you know that there's like rattlesnakes that live in like those rocks over there. There's like dens and stuff in there, and we got these other like scorpions and things can like hang out in that hole that's sitting.
How fast did you move?
Well, I didn't. I sat there for a second and I froze. For a hot second, I got that like froze and locked up. Like, oh my God, is there one looking at me right now? Kind of thing. If I move, is it gonna bite me? There wasn't anything there. I didn't see anything, but it was just, oh my
That
God,
gives
that's
me
right.
the
I'm in
heebie-jeebies.
Arizona. I gotta think about that stuff.
That gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, gross. Way gross. Yeah, welcome to New Living Mornings and newlivingnow.com. My name is Chris Carson. I'm a real estate agent here in Northeast Wisconsin. And
I'm Carrie Bedore, and I'm a marketing professional
worldwide. International.
That reminds me of Step Brothers. Prestige, worldwide.
You make a lot of Step Brothers references.
That's my favorite.
I have got to, and I've seen it, but it's just not one of those that it sticks in my head, so I'm always behind, and I feel like an idiot. I gotta watch it.
That's how I felt with The Office, and now that changed. Did you hear that Pam had breast cancer?
No.
She came out and she had gotten treatment and everything for it.
Like recently? Oh no, I did not
Yeah.
hear about that.
Oh, who is all the cast of the Office is doing commercials now?
Yeah, I've seen them all.
I know. What is it for? My
Oh, I don't know what it's for. There was like a bunch of them in one commercial.
in one commercial.
Yeah, was it coffee? No, it wasn't coffee.
I can't remember
Food or
now.
something. I don't remember. But yeah,
But
it's good
Dwight doesn't look like Dwight.
Dwight, no, none of them. I mean, they kind of look. They're definitely. It's like, oh God, it's been a minute.
Right.
You just get when you watch a show, you just get locked into like that's who they are, and they're that person forever. And like,
right?
oh no, that's not. That was 20 years ago that they shot that. It's like, my God,
Like Michael C. Hall will always be Dexter to me.
what's he looking like these days?
He looks great.
Does he?
Yeah. He beat cancer too.
Yes, he did. That's right. He did have it while they were doing Dexter,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that's
I
right.
was a little nervous because he's definitely one of my faves. So
Yeah, he's good. He's good people. So weather-wise, sunny and beautiful today. High of 77, and then the thermostat or thermometer is going to go. You see the highs on Tuesday,
yeah.
50. Like it's going to be chilly next week, but that's what happens this time of year, and I'm okay with it because I'm a big fan of it. So. Yeah, weather-wise, enjoy the sun and the warm temperatures today because it's going to cool down throughout the weekend. It looks like we got some rain maybe on Sunday, which we need. We actually need the water up here.
I don't.
Why are you raising your hand?
Because I want to talk.
Oh, we're doing that now?
Yeah, I don't.
100th episode. We're trying something new.
I
Do
don't.
we need a talking stick? I got the talking pillow.
What are we gonna do? Throw it at each other?
It's your turn.
Microphone. Everything will come unplugged. That's actually why we have tech issues because we have a secret talking stick. But I
Yeah.
have tickets to the game on Sunday. I don't want it to rain.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
80% chance.
Ugh.
But I mean, you're lucky. You got your. Well, you didn't do any winning with the football last week, did you?
No, I'm on a bad luck streak.
Maybe it's probably because we talked about it.
I know. I even
That's what
bought
happened.
A crown because I was gonna crown myself as the draft queen.
Her little
but
parlay bets. She was making cash. Now she's
I am.
spending
I'm
it.
still up though.
Are you still up
I'm still
overall?
up, like over $300.
A lot of season left. We'll see how this weekend goes.
I know.
When
And
you
you
send me the text message, I was like, oh my God, she did it again. I got so excited for you. And I'm like, wah, wah, aw,
That's how I felt.
aw.
I did. Well,
What happened?
I don't know.
What did you do? What was your process? What did you change?
You know, I got to stop listening to people. I have
That's
to
exactly what I
I have
thought.
to go with my gut instinct on like, oh, he's cute. I will
Kind of willy-nilly. You didn't go, you started,
No,
you didn't do willy-nilly. I feel like you started
did not-
overthinking things.
I did start overthinking things a little bit, but it's just all luck at the end of the day. So I had a
Well, I
little.
get it, but you were really lucky.
I know.
And now to just shut it off like that.
I mean, I was like beating thousands of people.
What was the one? 25,000?
Yeah, 25,000
people you were ahead on?
I was
yeah,
in
so,
first place at one point.
So, yeah, stop thinking.
Right?
just get your lucky dart out and throw it at the board, and that's who you've got.
Right.
So hang out for a little bit. We're going to be chatting with Jennifer. We'll give you a little excerpt of the conversation. We had a chance yesterday to hang out with Jennifer Stefani with ADI, Appleton Development Downtown Incorporated, and one of the folks behind all of the happenings that go on downtown. And we're going to do a little recap, talk about the successful summer, a few of the things that are coming up, and yeah, we had a great conversation. In fact, if you want to check out that conversation now, it is uploaded and on the YouTube page, and we'll have all that information linked below. Once we get done here with the show, we'll put them in the description down below. It was a fun conversation, and
Absolutely.
it's another one of those that leaves so many more to be had. So we'll
Right.
see. We'll see what happens with that. Did you get any glimpses of the Northern Lights?
I did. I posted them on my.
You did?
Yeah.
You got pictures?
I did. I posted it on my.
I still haven't seen them yet.
Well, here's the thing, is it's so much better on the picture. Like your naked eye just doesn't see them. They're not as brilliant to the naked eye.
Really?
It's like
And you're out in a dark area
I
too.
am.
You should probably have like a really good.
You would think like you can tell when you go outside, like you can tell, but it's through your phone that you really see it like pretty brilliant. Like it pops up and you're like, oh wow. Like you can definitely tell, but it looks nothing like the photos do.
Okay. Because there are some spectacular pictures that are
Oh
floating around
my
out there.
gosh.
Got a
Way
few-
better than mine. Mine aren't even worthy of putting on this show. So
I got a few friends in the Wausau area, and a couple of them are farmers, and one of them had taken a picture of his tractor, his harvester, one of the Klaus ones. I don't know if you're familiar. They're the green ones. They're like the lime green ones.
John
Big-
Deere Green.
No, it's
Oh,
Klaus.
yeah.
It's more of a neonish green
Oh.
color, and he had that sitting in the field with the Northern Light shot behind it. It was a
That's cool.
spectacular shot. Yeah, the color of the sky was the same color as the tractor, so it was super cool. But I haven't actually seen him yet, and I guess I don't have the best spot where I'm at. But to see all the pictures, it's super cool, and it sounds like it's going to keep going for a little bit yet. So if you haven't seen
Solar
it,
flares.
yeah, she's just going to be. It's a what did they call it? Whatever the actual the scientific terminology, it sounded very sexual.
It's
There
a
was an explosion of.
G4 geostorm is expected to occur and fill the lights.
Okay, no, that was not the thing I read. That was not sexual at all.
Well, that was
There was an eruption of. I don't remember what it was, but I'm like, wow, that sounds very sexy. These Northern Light things are sexy.
they are.
Hey, you got news?
I do got news.
Let's jump into
You
news
want to jump into news?
before we get too sexy with this stuff here.
Well, one of the news things I was going to bring up was the Northern Lights.
Well, let's talk about it.
Yeah, and we just did. Thank you.
The Auroras Borealis.
It is kind of cool to see it and to think that there are people south of us that just don't ever get a glimpse of it. But it is, you've got to get out there and take a look at it sometimes. So
Another reason Wisconsin's great.
yeah,
That and the whole hurricane, no earthquakes. I guess we do occasionally have earthquakes. Like
Yeah,
there
we
was
had
one
an
in Green Bay, but like nobody really felt it.
there was one in Clintonville too.
Or okay, yeah.
I remember I survived Clintonville earthquake, and it was one of those white chairs that was just like tipped over.
That a breeze could push over.
Exactly. I thought that was funny. But Hurricane Milton is definitely ruling the airway or the news right now. So 15 people have passed away.
Is that what we're up to now?
Yeah. And one of the biggest things with that was 45 tornadoes came out like ahead of the storm. That's a big
Yeah.
spike of tornadoes that have come through.
It was pretty crazy. I was watching it make landfall, and then when that whole thing erupted, and it was funny because I was talking to a friend of mine while we were sitting there watching. I'm like, usually you get some tornadoes and stuff that pop out. Hopefully that won't be a part of it. And it wasn't like 5 minutes later. Then it all shifted from looking at Milton making landfall because it wasn't quite there yet to, oh my God, what's happening in southern Florida right now?
Right.
And it was just boom, 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 one after another. There was a couple pictures. There was one picture where there was like you could see 3 tornadoes in the one picture, the one video, all at the same time, like rolling in off the water. I'm like,
It's a social media rabbit hole to go and, on TikTok and really see some of the videos from the people that were there, not the newscasters and stuff, but the people that were right in the middle of it. So Charlotte Harbor was one of the places that got hit with the storm surge, and we actually went fishing out of there about 3 years ago. And then Venice, Florida.
Yep.
We spent a little time in Venice, Florida, which is where they had the 7-foot storm surge, I think they said, that kind of came in, and it was crazy. But some of the social media videos that people were posting, there was one dude that was kayaking in his living room.
Yeah, I believe it.
And another lady came back to her house, and there was an alligator inside the house.
I would be willing to bet that that's not the first one. Or
Probably
only one.
not.
I mean,
But
they're
can you imagine
everywhere.
opening your door and you're like, oh my God.
Can you imagine being the alligator? That's they're freshwater, right? Freshwater alligators, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden swimming in the salty ocean.
Right?
Bad day for the gator.
Right?
Why is everything so stingy?
They're like, this is nice in here.
Yeah, it's crazy to see what's happening down there, and I haven't even looked at the weather. We're still in the hurricane season.
We are.
Like, it can still happen again.
Yes.
My God, I hope it doesn't.
I hope it doesn't either.
But thoughts and prayers to everybody, and yeah, the effort that it's going to take. I think there's going to be, at this point, I bet there's going to be like a mass. You're going to see a huge chunk of people leaving there now, because there's just they're finishing up from like Hurricane Ian like 2 years ago, and now they got to start all over.
They called it the Florida that demigration, that people are just leaving. They're done. And some things that we just don't think about is, these houses are getting flooded, and it's just ruining everything in these homes. And they were showing some drone footage of people cleaning, stuff out of their houses. It's just garbage everywhere. So it's not necessarily debris from the storm, but people taking, all of everything in their house out of the house and putting it in their front yards. Like, how do you go and pick up that garbage, and where does it all go? And, it's just like the destruction that happens with it is there's so many things.
That was one of those things that they were talking about before Milton had hit, was trying to get that debris from Helene put to wherever it needed to go, so that it didn't just become another part of what was going on with Milton. But they just didn't have the tractors and stuff. They were still getting that stuff out there, So
Right.
they had trucks, but they didn't have tractors to fill them. So,
Right.
but fortunately, it was still bad all the way around, but not as bad as it could have been. And hopefully that'll be it for the year.
There's definitely some people that got it twice with Helene and Milton. So,
Yep.
so that was, it was not, like you said, it wasn't as bad. However, still terrible.
It is kind of cool to see some, not cool, I hate saying cool,
I know what
but
you're
to
saying.
know that there's technologies out there to help, like the hospital in Tampa that had built the wall all the way around itself. Did you see that?
No.
Like these L-shaped walls. They basically built like a moat. Well, I mean, the moat's the water, but they built this wall all the way around that just like anchors into the ground, and it held out the 7-foot surge or whatever that came in. Like, they were walking in it, and you could see the water level, and they're inside the hospital, and everything was cool. Like, so, like, obviously when things happen, there's the technology and the thought process comes in after. It's like, all right, this was the problem. How do we solve it? And they've got that now. So hopefully there's, because all of this happening, there's more technologies and more ideas coming ahead to help people and homeowners, keep their places safe. But at the end of the day, I mean, these storms get so bad, there's not much that you can do. Just
Right.
ride it out and hope and pray.
Right. Yeah. More than 24 Wisconsin Public Service crews have went down to help, restore power. I think over 3 million people were out of power
Yeah.
down there. So,
Still like a bunch.
I was, listening to some people that I know that have places down there or that live down there, and they're just like, it's hot and muggy, and the mosquitoes and everything. It's just not good right now.
Yep. Yep.
It is definitely not good. So last night, LeBron James,
What did he do?
he did something really cool.
Oh.
He got to play with his son
Oh.
in the NBA.
Oh. Very cool.
Isn't that cool?
Super proud dad moment.
Yeah, right.
Not many people can put that one on their list.
On their bucket list, right?
So-
To walk on there and play. So it is fun seeing the seeing basketball back again.
Maybe
I'm
they
not
get the
gonna-
two of them to come over to the Bucks. Bucks off to a bad start.
Well, it's
Not even
preseason.
I
They
know,
don't-
but still.
They're just playing. They
I
literally.
get it. It just can we put a W in there? Just one of them.
Yeah.
For Wisconsin.
Don't-
Just a W for Wisconsin.
W for Wisconsin. Will you just stop? Because you can't pick on my Bucks. Okay, like I'm taking offense to this. Leave them alone.
I'm just saying.
Well,
All right.
I'm excited. I was just looking at tickets last night to go to the home opener. So
Yeah, you're gonna go.
I think so. I think I'm gonna take my winnings from my parlays. Go get myself some opening
Quick now before you get through the rest of the season.
right before. Well, but I was smart. I actually took all my winnings out immediately, so I didn't like get cocky and like, oh, I'm gonna put a $50 bet on here and then just get mad. So I stay conservative with my bets,
All
like
right.
$1 to $5.
We'll check in on Monday and see where she's at with things.
Yeah, do it.
I'm going to.
Well, I won't bet much on Sunday because I'm gonna be at the game, but I'll bet on the game because then it'll make the game more fun.
Isn't that stuff that do you set that stuff up before? I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, right? Or
Yeah.
are you like a last minute, like you just tinkering around?
Well,
and jump on
sometimes
and
you
throw
want to
one up?
wait last minute because you don't know if people are going to be questionable and are they going to play.
Well, that makes
So
sense.
and you got to kind of look at the weather and
That makes sense.
like, oh, this isn't a good game to bet on. Da 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 da. So, Northern Lights were a big thing. All over. It's like ruling the news everywhere right now. Even the national news, talking about the Northern Lights, and if you get a chance to see it, which is really cool.
Well, it's just they haven't been around this. Like they've been up for a while now, for like the past few weeks or the past week. You've been able
Right.
to see them a little bit,
Right.
And it sounds like they'll be around for a little bit yet. So I don't think that kind of, would you call it, a geostorm or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's not a thing that happens often. But
Geostorm. So Spirit Halloween,
Mm-hmm.
they have a pretty cool business model, right? They bring in all this Halloween stuff into a vacant commercial building, use it for how long? Guess what they're doing now?
what?
Spirit Christmas.
So pop up Christmas shops?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
I was wondering how you feel about that.
Yeah. I don't know if I.
I'm like, what do they do? Clear out all the Halloween stuff and then just put the Christmas stuff up?
Yeah. Is that what they're doing?
I don't know.
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, obviously, there's probably a, hey, we make a ton of money off this Halloween thing, so we got to do something with it.
Right?
So for that reason, makes sense. But at the same time, I feel like because every store has Halloween, decorations and costumes and stuff. They've all got it. There's going to be the Christmas stores out there that are already set up and doing this.
They're
don't know.
they're out there already.
I just don't. I feel like is it really needed? Do we need another store to get? We got the interweb and we got,
the
we
Amazon.
got, yes. I mean, we got Walmart and we got Hobby Lobby and I feel like whatever, give her a shot. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, then at least now you know.
We'll see how it goes. So, but yeah, I thought that was interesting to kind of see that they were coming through. So, and we could probably do the whole rest of the show on PDD stuff.
Oh yeah. We'll have shows at some point where we'll have to sit down, at night on a Thursday night with some cocktails and just bust into it, share a little bit of it on the show. But yeah. There's so much to talk about and what's going to happen with that and the fallout. And every day I always do a little check. I try not to spend much time on it. I just do a quick, has there been a release of any firm name? Is it, did Ashton Kutcher finally get roped into it? Is he gonna be one going
Why
down?
did you bring him up?
Well, because
Is he in it? Is he in on it?
he's very much a part of it.
Stop.
He and Diddy were like, there was one interview where they were asking him about the Diddy parties, and he would start to talk, and he'd be like, no, I can't tell that story. And he's like, well, there was this one time that nope, I can't tell that story. It's like, that dude knows a ton too.
Ooh.
Now you're looking at, and then you still have the J-Lo and Beyonce, and
Jay-Z.
so it's just one of those where it's
I
like,
just have to ask I'll just call my sister. My sister is a Diddy.
she's staying up on it.
Oh yeah,
Got all the latest.
She's obsessed.
She could be our Diddy aficionado.
Yes,
We could check in with her.
between Diddy and the Menendez.
Menendez.
I can't say that. Menendez.
Yeah.
Those two are pretty it's dominating things. But the Monster series, they started with Jeffrey Dahmer. And then the second one that they came out with was the Menendez, and they announced the third one, which happens to be another Wisconsin serial killer. They're gonna do Ed Gein, and guess who's playing Ed Gein?
Is it a super famous person? Mm-hmm. Ed Gein.
He's actually, he's Charlie Huntsman. Jax Teller from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
That's who's playing Ed Gein.
Oh. Ed Gein. I know a lot about that.
Yeah.
I know a lot about him. I read up from Plainfield. I went to school not far from where he was. I grew up not far from where he was. I know where I could take you right by his farm, where his farm used to be. And
because they knocked it down, right?
yeah, there's nothing there. It's a field now, but you can see where it was.
Ugh, it's creepy.
Super creepy.
Super creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nuts. This whole serial killer thing, it intrigues me, and I don't know, I find something that just draws me to that stuff. But this, going back to the whole Monster series, the thing with the whole Menendez brothers, not the Mendez, I got freaking yelled at over the weekend because I said Mendez.
I say it all the time.
It's Menendez. Why does everybody keep saying Mendez? I'm like, Carrie says it. That's why.
I know. I have to say. I feel like I'm stuttering when I say it. Menendez.
Yeah.
I feel
like your sister called you out on it last week.
Oh, she totally
when we
did.
The thing. Yeah.
She's like, it's Menendez. I'm like, ooh.
But for that to be for what's coming out of that particular one, where it's like, oh, well, wait a minute. Now that we're hearing this story, well, okay, they're a little bit crazy, but there's some valid reasons why.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So Netflix has the Monster series, but now they put out a documentary that it's about an hour and a half, and it is real footage, and it's actually interviewing them from jail. So they're kind of like a narrator and showing like clips of, the trial and stuff like that. And it's really interesting, and it's really interesting what's happening with the case that's been reopened. And so there's just all this like crime drama in the news right now. So it's just ruling the airways.
I think people they're so intrigued by it. It's a break from normalcy, and then when you get into that spot where you're just living your day to day and everything is just the same. Anything that's different is great, but then when it's like super different, like,
yeah,
wow, okay, then you get stuck in that, and it can really pull you in. And
it's an interesting story because I think we kind of forgot about it for years, and
well,
now,
of course, it was like one of those. Well, it's done. They're in jail.
Yeah, but the storytelling that they come back to is really cool. I did just order a sweatshirt that says "Comfy Clothes and Murder Shows."
Nice.
Yeah, I'm
nice.
Like, that's totally my vibe. So,
very cool.
Events happening in the area. We've got the Parade of Homes this weekend. Yeah. So that's always a fun thing. That's happening in the Valley. The Hearthstone is doing a sequential Killers of the Victorian Age series this all of October at the Hearthstone Museum. I know, right?
Intriguing.
I know. I think
put that up there. I don't think I have that information. We'll get that out there.
Yeah, I think that would be really fun to go to. EAA is having a space day on Saturday.
Oh, very cool.
So that's always fun to kind of get down there. And in Wrightstown, there's something there called Witchtoberfest. And it's a
bunch of witches.
Witches.
If you want to be a witch, is that where we go and dress up?
Yeah.
We go dress and be witches?
Be witches.
Be witches.
Bewitched.
Bewitched.
That's funny. And then at the Barlow Museum or Planetarium, they're having astronomy. I can't say that word.
Easy. Don't hurt yourself.
I know. I can't.
Easy. We got it.
They're having astronomy.
And that's the end of our show today. That's how we're going up.
Can you please say that word?
Seriously, astronomy.
Yes, thank you. I just want to say pastrami. I'll have a pastrami
Oh,
sandwich.
that sounds good. I'm so hungry.
Oh, that does sound good. It
I
sounds
love
good.
pastrami.
With some mustard on rye bread.
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
But they're having a show at the planetarium this weekend. We still got farmers markets that are happening. We've got fall fests and pumpkins and hay rides all over the place. Go check out newlivingnow.com, our events page. You can find stuff that's happening all over Northeast Wisconsin, and there's no shortage of things to do this weekend.
Yeah. As is always the case. So get out there and support community, support your neighbors, and keep things strong and going. We'll be checking in here in just a little bit. We'll share this with you with Jennifer Stefani, one of the organizers for everything that goes on downtown Appleton, and have a great conversation with her. You can check that out, like I said before, on the YouTube page, and we'll get that all linked up. Do you want to flash us back quick before we jump into that stuff?
Yeah, I can do that.
I also would like to touch base. I know it's a little soon, but they do have the top candy for the Halloween list, and I wanted to throw out the top 10 just because I think it kind of makes sense, maybe.
Maybe.
But there's a couple questionable in there.
Uh-oh.
So we'll do that first. But
Okay.
let's jump in the flashbacks
Let's
first.
flashback. All right. So today I have prices
Oh, good
from the
Lord.
1980s. I know. It's like
I'm 5.
I know.
How am I going to know prices?
you were older than 5. And you
Well, I mean, there wasn't time in the 80s. I was 5.
wait, me too. You're not that old.
It was at the beginning, but it was still in the 80s.
This is the very, very beginning. Well, I took a little bit of a card from the Price is Right out of this one, so
Okay,
I thought
gotcha.
it'd be kind of fun.
Gotcha.
So, how much do you think a Rubik's Cube was
In the 80s.
in the 80s?
$4.99.
Oh, $1.99.
Oh my God, really? That cheap?
I know,
Oh my
right?
God. Okay, I'm really
here's
gonna
what's-
turn it
Here's
back.
what's really interesting. There's some things in here that are way more expensive than I thought that they would be, like because it's interesting. So
Okay.
yeah. So how much was a stamp in the 80s?
Oh, that was like 25 cents.
25 cents?
24 cents.
24 cents? It was 33 cents.
Oh, okay. Really? Okay.
Isn't that such a random number?
Yeah. Oh,
33,
definitely.
33
They've
cents.
always been a random number.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't even know how much a stamp is now.
I don't either.
I don't. I really don't. I had to go mail something. They're like, would you like to buy a book of stamps? I'm like, no.
I just go to the
I'll
office.
just come here next time. I
just go to the office. They've always got a roll. I just throw them some change and
Right.
end up with like a couple pennies in my mailbox. Like,
How much was the McDonald's extra value meal?
$4.99.
$4.99. $2.89.
Shut up! Really?
Right? I know, right?
Christ, you can't get a cup of ice for $2.89 now.
Right. Well, we were just laughing because we had went to McDonald's. I can't remember where we were, and like our bill was over $20 for just two of us, and then like we went to the little diner in Shiacton, and we had like a roasted chicken dinner with mashed potatoes and gravy and homemade bread and stuffing, and it was like $11. I'm like, this is cheaper than McDonald's, and it's way better.
Yeah, Lando will send me a text message on the way home. He's like, "Pops, can you stop at Mickey D's for me?" And I'm like, "Oh, there's $23 because he has 3 burgers and a monster fry and a giant soda and then a pie."
Derek Grubhubbed McDonald's once.
Really?
And it was over $40.
To your house?
No, not to our
I
house.
was gonna
No,
say, I didn't go up
but
that far.
$40 he's like $40 for McDonald's.
So was it a Sunday morning hangover kind of
Yeah, I think
order?
so.
Because then that's the only time it's like,
Like
all
you're
right,
paying
I've
for
been
the
there.
service.
I'll pay for it. I'm not
Yeah.
leaving the house. I can understand that.
Right,
That's acceptable.
right. How much was the gallon of milk?
$1.19.
Oh, $1.96. Right.
Okay, all right.
Oh, average price of a house.
Oh, good Lord. In the 80s, 89,000.
Oh, pretty close. 82,600 was the median home value.
Okay.
Today, that same house is
Yeah, right.
326,000.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
For sure. No
all
doubt.
right. How much was a computer?
Oh, God, we're talking thousands.
Like a Macintosh.
$2,000.
2,500. Isn't that crazy?
That is so crazy.
I know.
How things
25
flip flop.
Right?
You know, computers are cheaper. Well, not really, but I mean,
Relatively.
yeah, never mind.
I mean, you can get them cheaper.
You can get them cheaper.
Right. Right.
But
So that's one of those things. When I saw that, I was like, wow, that was a lot of money in the 80s. If you think about what wages were back then,
sure.
$2,500 for that.
Like those cell phones, those old time bag cell phones, the ones
Right.
that like sit in your trunk.
Yeah.
They're like $3,000.
So
Like
weird.
$3,400 for this brand new phone. And you're like,
I
what?
remember my mom had one for work, and I made a call on it once, and she got in trouble.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like you used to have to pay for the minutes, like minutes used, and it was like after because she wasn't supposed to use it like after work or
Oh,
something
sure,
like that.
sure.
So it was kind of funny. It's like I'm calling you from my car,
$79 phone call.
right? Do you remember when you used to have to pay a long distance phone bill?
Oh, God, yeah.
That's so weird.
Right? My God, I haven't thought about that in a minute.
I just thought of it right now.
God's sakes.
Like, oh, I don't have long distance. So. All right. How much? Okay, so this is a Honda Accord. But how much do you think that this was brand new in the 80s?
6,900.
6,900? 8,400.
Right.
Today it would be about 24 grand. Right? How about a 20-inch TV in the 80s?
$700.
500.
Okay.
I was kind of like I think that's a lot of money back in the 80s to
Well,
spend
heck
on
yeah.
a TV.
Considering what you buy now for $500.
Right? I know.
Maybe you get a really nice TV for $500.
But dude, like I don't. There wasn't even a remote. You had to get your butt up and turn those channels.
I remember our remote, the one that just had 2 buttons on it, or like 3 buttons. And you had to press it really hard.
I'll tell you, it is
What?
getting harder and harder to read the remote at home.
Is it?
I'm
To
like,
read it?
Yeah, I have to grab my glasses on, and then I gotta turn my light on my phone and be like, okay, where's that input button?
Yes, I get it. I get it.
Oh,
I've gotten to the point where some of those things I take pictures of it and then I just read it off my phone. I'm like, oh.
What is
Like when
it?
we did the murder mystery thing, I was reading that off my phone because I couldn't. I don't know. We were swapping glasses and I didn't have them or whatever.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Bacon.
How much was a pound of bacon?
99 cents. $1.86.
$1.86.
God, I love bacon.
I love bacon too.
Had BLTs
How
last
much was
night.
an average airline ticket in the 80s?
150.
$736.
So not much has changed.
Well,
Still
the thing is it wasn't. There weren't as many flights as there are now. Like air travel was not.
Sure.
It
Yeah.
just you
Not
just
as
didn't
many
travel
hubs.
like you do now.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a lot more. Average cost of a movie theater
Movie?
ticket
$5.
$3.36.
Okay.
Can you imagine going to the movies for $3?
Oh God,
A
no.
bottle of Coke.
I think I was $50 for Landon and I when we went and watched the movie.
I know. Well, it's 50. Yeah, I'm like, if you're
Easy
going,
$50. Boom.
definitely.
Jeez, popcorn. Gotta take out a loan. A Coke was. Well, let's see, they were 50 cents. 50 cents.
25.
Okay.
But you got some money back. How about
Sure.
a pair of Guess jeans?
Guess jeans. Goodness. 1999.
No, 60 bucks.
Shut up! My
right?
God, really?
Mm-hmm.
So flights and pants, flights and jeans prices are staying the same.
Right. My grandma found a pair. Like she would go like thrifting, and she found a pair of Guess jeans once and tore the patch off and sewed it on a pair of non-Guess jeans for me.
Nice. What's really funny is they're selling the same damn pants today
Right.
for the same price.
They definitely are.
Still selling them.
So kind of fun to
Super
think
fun.
of those prices and how things have changed.
Absolutely. So before we jump into this here, let's see here. What are we doing on time? Yeah, we got time. So it's a little bit early, but the candy is obviously it's everywhere. And I was at Aldi yesterday, and they've got a sweet candy aisle. Their weekly shelves or whatever.
Yeah,
They got
yeah.
good stuff on it. And they were selling chainsaws.
What?
They were selling chainsaws.
Of course they were.
Chainsaws, soap, and tchotchkes for the shelf all in the same aisle. I loved it. And a Halloween candle. But I was looking at all of the candies, and I got to thinking, all right, which ones are the top sellers this week? And it's always intriguing to find out where candy corns landing this year. You know, are we leaning?
I love candy
We got
corn.
more, yeah, which is way messed up. But so jumping into the top 10, where we're going to bust down here. And I'll tell you right now, candy corn, not in there anywhere.
I believe
Thank
it.
God. Candy corn came in at 18.
Sure.
18. So definitely not one of the tops. But first one,
Milky Way.
yeah.
Sure.
Do you agree?
I can get
Is top 10 worthy candy
yeah,
bar?
yeah, for
Is it
sure.
Milky Way? For sure.
Yeah.
100 grand.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you if I've ever had 100 grand. If I
love them.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. It's would not have been in my top 10, but
Twix.
the Twix.
My favorite Twix is a peanut butter Twix, and I can never find them anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
I do enjoy a peanut butter Twix.
Oh.
I mean, I will eat all of these. Let's just be straight.
Oh, yeah.
There's
I
not
love
a
'em
candy on here, even the 100 grand. I'll eat it. But
I'll eat
if I'm
100
going to take the
grand.
calendar, I'll do a lot of things with 100 grand.
Yeah, same.
Starburst at number 7.
Love Starburst.
Yeah, who doesn't? That's the candy.
You know
that's
what?
good all year
I
long.
love Starburst, but I just hate unwrapping them. It gives me like anxiety.
Does it?
And then it's like the wrappers are everywhere, and it's like it's just. Ugh.
That escalated quickly.
But
Here,
it's-
just let me turn this, okay? Stop looking at it. It's fine. It's gone.
My mouth is actually watering.
You got that little tingly in the
Take
side?
5 is number 6.
Take 5.
I don't know if I've ever had one.
I believe I did. Not the greatest. I wouldn't
Number
put it in the top.
5?
Is number 6.
Oh yeah,
Take
number
5
6.
is number 6. Confusing. The Butterfingers.
Love them.
Just the whole getting stuck in the teeth thing.
I don't care.
Drives me crazy.
It gives you something to do.
But so
It's like snacks for later.
it just comes loose. Oh, hey, there's a flavor again. Nice. I got a little taste.
Is that a filling or a
Yeah. Yes. 100%. That thing will pull out fillings.
Butterfingers?
Snickers at number 4. Snickers and Baby Ruth tied for number 4.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm not a big Baby Ruth kind
Oh,
of guy.
I can think of goodies. Baby Ruth.
Skittles at
love
number
Skittles.
3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Skittles were my emotional support candy when my boys played basketball because I would get so nervous. So I'd always go and get a package of Skittles from the concession stands, and I'd eat them one at a time because I would just get so nervous when they were playing. So I would just eat one at a time.
At the end of the game, your fingers are all colored up.
Yes.
Reese's at number 2.
Heck yeah.
Used to be at the number 1 spot.
Kit
They
Kat?
reign. No.
M&M's.
M&M's sits at the top spot. The season's number 1 candy, specifically the peanut M&M, reigns supreme for Halloween 2024.
What are the chances that I had these on my desk?
You know what? It's ridiculous.
Right?
Crazy, the odds there. So we'll share that list there on the social media page. If you want to chime in, you can check that out there. They got the whole list. I think there's like the top 30 that they got. Kit Kat was like number 14.
I can't believe that Take 5 would be more than a Kit Kat.
Charleston Chew.
Oh, I love those. Yum. I actually have some of those at home right now.
Yeah, I don't know if I've had it or can.
My
remember
mom
ever
loved
having it.
Charleston Chews.
Milk Duds at 20.
Pam Wilda said Three Musketeers. I love Three Musketeers.
See, did Three Musketeers make it? Where did Three Musketeers end up? Malt balls at number 12. I do love malt balls.
Same.
Twizzlers, gross.
Yum.
Gross.
Yum.
Three Musketeers didn't even make the top 30.
I don't think this list
Settle
is right.
down again. Settle down.
I do not think this
Almond
list is
Joy
right.
came in before Three Musketeers.
I love candy.
I do too. Junior Mints.
Yeah.
Oh God, I love Junior Mints.
I like peppermint patties.
Hot. You got to throw them in some hot chocolate. Makes the best hot chocolate.
Did you ever crack open a peppermint patty and listen to it? It's the most beautiful sound.
I'm sorry. What
Oh,
did you
I'm
just say?
Yeah, you heard me. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna go get you one, and I'm gonna crack it in your ear,
Okay.
and then hopefully you got them
I
waxed
mean,
so your
it's
ear hairs
camera
are.
clicks back on. We're both listening to a candy. A freaking peppermint patty. Are you kidding me? All right. Well, she's gonna go find a peppermint patty. We had a chance yesterday to talk all things downtown Appleton. Had a great conversation with Jennifer Stefani, Appleton Development Incorporated, and picked right up where it's just been an amazing summer.
Wow.
An absolutely incredible summer. I mean, from the concerts to the farm market to the granddaddy of them all, Oktoberfest, Mile of Music in the middle there, just spectacular. And those are just the events, right? Like
Right.
that's just the event side.
Yeah.
Then there's all of the new development that's happening, all the incredible small businesses that are the absolute heartbeat of who we are as a district.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it really special.
There's so much going on. Really, I think at the end of the day, it's just safe to say that we want to create a place where when you are there, you really don't have to leave downtown Appleton unless you really absolutely want to. We're gonna have everything there. Your gas and your food and your hair cutting, and
Yeah.
maybe we can get one of those mobile guys, the guys that do the mobile oil changes, to like, can we give him a parking spot on the app too? Maybe.
Well, you know, you can get your oil changed in downtown Appleton. In my district, if you go to Boyle Auto, that's where I buy my car and get my oil changed,
Look at this.
right?
Look at this.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's a one shot.
Interesting.
Ask for
one-stop shop.
Jeff Boyle, owner, right? Owner operator. That's the whole like,
Yeah.
beauty of downtown and shopping local and supporting local. I don't know if he's second or third generation. I'm going to see him tomorrow. I'll ask.
Very cool.
Going in
That
for
is
an
so
oil
cool.
change tomorrow.
It's such a great idea, and that's how it should be done, really, with what
Right.
we've got down there and how things are set up. There really shouldn't be any reason to have to leave downtown.
The live,
right
work, play like, environment is really what we're working on right now. And that kind of comes in phases. And I feel like all the work that we've done just continues to layer upon itself. And I say we, and I mean all of us, right? From city to the small business owners, to the investors, to the employees, the people that live downtown. I mean, it takes a village. Literally, it takes a
Right.
village. But it's been really exciting to see how that has layered on itself. And now here we are at this point of, I don't even know what you want to call it. Like we're ready to boom, right? Like we're at that cusp of like, holy cow,
Yeah.
we are really something special. And we know that. We know that we've been building to this point, right? Like I have to say that, of course. Do I believe it? Absolutely. 100,000,000%. Like there's no doubt in my mind that we are at that point of great things.
I mean, you've been at this for a while. How many years did you say?
21 years.
Oh,
When you sit down and think about the changes from day one, when you walked in and what was laid there in front of you to where it's at right now, it's a completely different downtown.
It's remarkable. I stepped in at the exact best time that anybody possibly could. It was right after College Avenue was reconstructed. And it had this, and the PAC was just opening. Like, imagine the product
Sure.
that I got a chance to walk in and now say, all right, how do we layer on vibrancy and an economic ecosystem? And how do we begin to build that layering? And it was just amazing how every time a building changed hands or a new tenant came in, it took a step up. I
sure.
mean, this elevation that just kept happening with it. It was really, it's been exciting.
Forward progress and seeing that stuff happen is super
Yes.
motivating. It's
It
like it's a
is.
big positive thing. You're
It's
like, yeah,
inspiring.
things are happening. Like the idea is right.
For sure.
Just got to stay the course, put in the work, and eventually you'll get there. 20 years later,
Right.
20
Yeah.
years later.
And you have to keep being creative. You know, I think about the journey in this role, and it's easy to get. Well, first of all, burnout is
Oh, for sure.
common in this industry.
Sure is.
But to be complacent and say, oh, things are running great. You know, we're just gonna sit back and do the things that we've been doing. But you can't do that in this environment. You have to continually be looking for the next thing. Like, how do you infuse new energy, new events, attract new people, attract new businesses, create the next incentive program for a new business? There's always something new.
Yeah, I had a great conversation with her yesterday. It was a lot of fun. We appreciate her taking the time out of her busy day to sit and talk with us about what's going on, how things have gone throughout the summer and the year so far, the things yet to happen, and there's no shortage of stuff downtown. I mean, there's
Right.
still got so many things happening, and we had the full conversation on the YouTube page. We got the YouTube video link. We'll put that in the description below.
Do you know what I love the best about Jennifer?
What?
She was so passionate about everything happening in downtown.
Super.
I mean, it just
Super
is
passionate.
She's been doing it for 20 plus years,
Uh-huh.
and she is probably probably more excited about what she's doing today from when she first started. But
For sure.
it just
For sure.
oozed out of her.
Yeah, if we would have let her, she would have just kept talking. She probably could have talked about all of the things that she's got going on and everything
Oh my
about them.
gosh.
She would have got into the middle of next year because they're obviously they're planning that far ahead. You got to have things laid out that far ahead. But yes, definitely passionate, lots to talk about, and we'll get her back on the show for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there just is so many things, and some of the favorites, like I started talking about, like the ice carving thing. It's always one of those that I really enjoy. I like to go down and check them out, and come to find out those are all done by the same guy, and he takes him a couple months to do this, and like the work that goes into that. Like, what? I didn't know that. That's super cool.
Right.
So to learn that stuff was great. So Jennifer, thank you again for being a part of the show, and we'll give you guys all sorts of love, and we look forward to having you back here. Yeah, I did skip over birthdays and special days. Happy birthday if it is your day. I apologize. We skipped over this. Not a lot of famous people today. TJ Watt, Wisconsin's own, 29 years old. Joan Cusack is 61 today. So if you're celebrating with her. Rhett, do you know Rhett?
He looks familiar, but
Rhett and oh my God, he's got they've got a YouTube thing. Rhett and Link, the Good Morning or Good Mythical Mornings. Your boys didn't watch that, so it's a great show. Great, one of those, I guess, like teaching kind of things for kids. They have a lot of fun. But he's 46. Luke Perry would have been 58 today.
oh,
Yeah. But there's just a few of them. Not a ton of famous people today, but you are a superstar, and if it's yours, happy birthday. Hope you have a great day. And as far as special days go, World Teachers Day. Actually, tomorrow, wanted to give that a plug in there. Big plug for the teachers and all the work that they do. Sausage pizza.
Mm-mm.
What? Why do you got to say it like that?
because I don't.
There's like a
sausage.
hatred towards the sausage pizza?
I mean, like if that's all there was, I would eat it. But I'm a pepperoni girl.
Pepperoni and sausage?
Mm.
Now you're just doing the pepperoni a favor if his friend's hanging out. You're like, fine, if sausage has got to
Yeah,
be
if
here.
sausage is gonna be here, I'll eat it too.
What if pineapple shows up?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
See, now that's a polarizing thing. There's some people that think that's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, I know.
Pizza and pineapple, no bueno. General Pulaski, he is the inventor of the cavalry.
Is he from
Hey.
Pulaski?
He's not, but that's where they got the name from. I did look into that. I'm like, was this guy from Wisconsin? No, but that's where it came from. And coming out day today. So if you're coming out of the closet, you get
Today's the day to
24
do
hours.
it.
Today's to do it. So a few days there for you to celebrate. So that brings us to the end of things here. Went a little bit longer. Thank you for hanging out with us this morning. You got anything else that you want to throw at our folks there, young lady?
I can't throw anything at them
Verbally?
verbally. No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
All right. Well, you have a great day. Have a fantastic weekend. You do the same. Thanks again for sharing some time with us here on our 100th episode. Will we hit 200? Oh, dear God. There will be a whole lot less hair up here, but it's possible, and we'll keep working towards it. Have yourselves a great weekend, and thanks a lot for hanging out with us here in New Living Mornings and newlivingnow.com.